So here's a 1964 Mini Woody Estate, the English word for station wagon. And we've put a new 1380 engine, special A+ transmission, a wide ratio gearbox that gives this about the same gear spread as the current street 5-speeds. But as I'm putting the almost mandatory front disc brakes on this, yes, we upgrade these whenever we put the big engines in. We want to spare you the embarrassment of rear-ending a UPS truck or something, which, don't laugh, well, don't laugh if it doesn't happen to you. But there's an issue that comes up when assembling these front ends. This is a big danger on these cars, and a good friend of mine just called me within the last couple of days, backing out in his driveway, and the lower ball joint let go and the car collapsed. Really a bad thing to have happen if you were driving. He was saying how lucky he was it broke in his driveway. But what happens here is a lot of people install these ball joints. In my experience, none of them have ever come with enough shims to truly tighten them up. Well, you bring this down, if you don't have enough shims, as you tighten it, it stops moving. You seize it up. People leave these a little bit loose, they get the free play set, and then they bend this lock tab. Won't work. Extreme danger. If you don't shim it properly, you can't get these tight. These have to be tight, not just held by the little lock tab. What happens is the steering loads on the car. Every time you turn, it's going to loosen up as it works its way loose. Every time you steer, by that, quarter of a turn, third of a turn, whatever, these back off. And then over weeks, they back all the way off the thread, and suddenly the ball joint collapses and the car lands on its tires. Imagine driving on a windy mountain road like my friend was about to do on Saturday and having this thing come off. If you happen to be in a turn with oncoming traffic, tragic results. If everybody watching this video checks their car, we'll find a number of them backing off. All right, one last look. I went ahead and bent the lock tab on both sides. Now, usually one side's more than enough, but this makes it easy to see. Remember, there's going to be a rotor here, wheel. You can peek under here and see one of these easily, and you can visually tell if that has spun. And let's go have a look at the other side, fully assembled. If you were looking from the front of the car, you could easily see the lock tab on the lower ball joint. You can also, this is where you'd see threads. You'd actually see this backed out, that lock tab forced straight from the steering loads. Now enough to allow that hex to rotate from same steering loads. You'll actually begin to see thread here. At the top, if the car was on the ground, maybe a little tighter, but you can come in here in the upper fender and take a quick look and quickly see what you're looking for. Lock tab in place, solid ball joint. So if you've had recent work, if you've had the ball joints replaced, go have a quick look. It's really quite an easy thing to inspect before going on a run, let's say.